What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with an exciting announcement. We have hit 25,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, which is actually wild. I never thought that I'd be doing this kind of thing seriously. It was always just a hobby, but man, you guys have really been, I don't know, watching, commenting, enjoying the content that I've been putting out for the past 10 years. I mean, we've been doing this for over 10 years now. So crazy thank you to everyone who's come along for the ride, and to those who are new and old, I thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Today I want to go through something that's a little bit different and really go back to my roots. The reason I started this YouTube channel in the first place was because there wasn't a whole lot of easy ways to get into Age mythology get from, not easy ways to get into mythology, easy ways to get into the competitive side of Age mythology. Is a kind of like there was a very big divide between the new players and the old players. So the level was like this. And this was back in 2012, where like maybe like 10 or so players were this level, and then there were no one at this level here, and then there was a bunch of people at this level down the bottom. But so like couple of people up here, no one here, and then a ton of people here. So I wanted to get these people up to here, or up to here if they really wanted to put in the work, but up to here isn't that hard. So I started the YouTube channel, and I actually started with some guides, and I was like, I'm going to teach you guys how to do builds. So I want to go back and I want to find a build and I want to copy it. And I want to show you guys how you too can copy it. So we're going to go through the whole process here. First things first, you do need to have the original Age of Mythology, which I do have an install guide. You do have to have your CD or the game files, but I do have an install guide on my Discord. Feel free to join the Discord. Go to roles and click on the nerd face for said guide. Now, if once you have that all ready to go, all set up, you want to come to Voobly. You want to click on the Age of Mythology, the Titans portal here. Take yourselves over to this place, and we want to click on 1v1 Supremacy just down here. This will take you to the top players currently playing Age mythology, and they are going to be our bastion of knowledge. I don't know if that's actually the phrase, but I'm going to use it anyways. We've got ourselves a couple of players here, and we need to decide what we want to learn. So we're going to click on these guys, and we're just going to take a quick look at what they've been playing. So one quick way to do this is click on ratings and click on, I can't remember here, maybe. No, where's the thing? Maybe here, view details. 1v1, view details, and it'll show you what the player has been playing recently. So, or has been playing completely. You can see the last match being played on. So say you want to learn how to play Moore's Uranus. You can click on Uranus here and click last match and see what game they've been playing with Uranus. So it's a really fast way to figure that out. So what I want to do here is I want to find a player who's been playing the Norse gods and learn how they're playing said Norse god. So I'm going to click ratings on Shadowfax. I know Shadowfax is a strong Norse player. I'm going to move down to the 1v1 thing, hit view details, come in here and find the last game that he's played Norse with. So he's been playing Odin. He's got a lot of wins with Thor. So let's check out his Thor game. Download the last match. Right here, he's been playing Thor on Watering Hole. It has a very nice win here. We're not really looking for any balanced game. I don't care that his opponent is 100 points below him. I just want to click on that. I'm looking to learn from him. So it doesn't matter that the game isn't that good. Now, the game will download. You're going to be opening said game here. I will show you said game here. And you can just grab this. You can rename this to whatever you want to rename it to. And one quick way that we can get ourselves to the Age Mythology directory is by adding this command into our run thing. And this is how I open up to my Age Mythology tab really fast. I just have this on a quick shortcut. Hitting up, down, it's going to be able to move through your run commands. You hit Windows R to get here, and then you can just open it up. I'll put a little thingy in the description for that shortcut, or you can just open it up the old-fashioned way. We come to save game, we double-click save game, and you might want to make a folder here. You don't have to, but you might want to, and you can just call this one build order study, or whatever you feel like. Doesn't really matter. In you go. I've got a ton of recorded games, so it's nice to have them kind of doing what they need. So we're going to go ahead and label this Shadowfax 4. So we're going to jump in and see what's happening in this game and take some notes, and then I'm going to talk you through how I would start learning this build if I was an absolute beginner. Absolute beginner. So anyone can kind of do this type of thing. So in we come, we hit recorder games, we go build order study, we click Shadowfax. Now, first thing we're going to do is going to take a note. Okay, 3 gazelle start. This is important. If you have a 3 gazelle start here, this is going to be a very specific map. We also have ourselves rhinoceros in the bottom. So we've actually got ourselves a ton of food in our main base. So this map, it's not going to matter so much. Or this build is not going to matter so much that we're going on to hunt first. So we're going to have enough food in our home base is basically what I'm saying here. It's not going to matter about that kind of thing. So that's a separate build order. You're going to have to learn that in your own time and find a game like I did here, which is going to be demonstrating that kind of start. So right now we are going to open our notepad. I might turn this on to full screen mode. Oh, my face has changed corners. Okay, so we get our notepad up and we're going to quickly make some quick notes here. 2 dwarves go onto the gold mine. I'll just call it Dwarven Gold Mine. Dwarven Gold Mine. We're going to go 4 villages. So far we've got 4 villages, food with the ox cart. What technologies did we upgrade? You can easily check the technologies by clicking on the villager if you missed it. So we got hunting dogs, and we are currently researching pig sticker. So those are the things we want to get straight away. We got 5 villages on food, and basically we want to see how many villages he puts onto one resource, and then we can see where he's going to go from there. So he's now got himself 6 villages on food. What's next? And we can hit the play fast button if we want. Okay, so he's now going to wood. So 6 villages food, and now he's going to wood. So we can just write wood here. And does he build an ox cart? No ox cart. So he saves on the ox cart, and he builds 2 villages, 3 villages wood, then an ox cart. 3 villages wood, and then ox cart. Cool. Onwards and upwards. These villagers actually decide to not go onto this hunt. So that's an interesting decision there. You can ask yourself why he did this and try and work it out for yourself, or you can just say, look, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to go for the easier food. Maybe it doesn't matter so much, but I can actually give you an explanation right now for it. It's that he's playing against Ra, and he's going to want to come back to his base and hunt underneath Tower Fire against the rock. That's the 100% the reason he's doing this. You might have to have some knowledge to work that out. If you can't work it out, it's fine. You don't have to do what he's doing here. You can go for that hunt and work it out later why he made those decisions. So he's gone 5 villages onto wood now. So we'll go ahead and say 2 more villages to wood. He actually got a villager onto dwarf while I was talking about this now. So maybe he went, I don't know, for this certain here, 1 dwarf. And then 2 wood. And then he gets his ox cart, and then he's going to be getting another dwarf. So we'll say ox cart and then dwarf. Right, that's right. Wait. There's 4, 5. There should be another dwarf here. So I think it's dwarf, then ox cart, then dwarf. Okay, beautiful. So that's the build, and then he advances through Farab. Great. I don't care about anything else. When did he drop the temple? I don't know. It doesn't matter. After pig sticker, he didn't get any upgrades. Doesn't really matter when he drops the temple. You just have to drop it. Make sure you can get everything else. That kind of timing, we'll just say maybe it was around here, temple-ish. Doesn't matter. There's no timings there. He's got tons of resources in the bank. So we got our build. That's all we need. That's all we need. So out we go. So we just spent maybe 4 minutes writing the build down. Next part is jump into a game, find a map, select your god, find a map which has got that kind of a start. So what did it have? It's probably going to be, it's a high hunt map. He had 3 gazelle and he had 2 rhino in his base. He also went to a separate hunt. So we could probably try and mimic the separate hunt, the forward hunt. So eating a couple of gazelle, going to the forward hunt. So we're going to try and find a map like that. Blue Lagoon's great for that. It's going to have 2 giraffe, which is roughly equal to 3 gazelle. Was that 550 versus 600? It's not going to matter that much. So we're going to find a 2 giraffe spawn here. This is 3, so this one's not going to do. And we're going to go for a second hunt. So 2 giraffe here. Look for the second hunt. Okay, there's a second hunt over here. There's the elephant over here. There's hunt over here. This map's going to be perfect. We're going to go with this map. So this is the map. We're going to practice the build. Okay, so first thing we're going to say is, okay, we'll just remember 6 food, and then we're going to pause. 6 food, and then we're going to pause, and then we're going to take a look over here and see what's next. So we're going to start our villages. We're going to get ourselves our dwarven mine down. We're going to put our dwarves onto our dwarven mine. We're going to get ourselves ox cart over to the hunt. We're going to send our villager over here to shoot that guy down. And then we're just going to forget about our Olfsark. Well, these dwarves are doing whatever. Fine. Don't care. And we went, remember, it was 6 food, 6 villagers onto food here. We do have to throw a house down as well. So we have, just remember to, I didn't write that down in the build, but it's something that happened. We just throw it down wherever. We're just practicing the build. Make sure we don't screw anything up. Definitely house timings are something that's important. So I should have written those down, but I didn't. I also should be trying to get myself that pig sticker, right? I've got the resources for it. So I believe he would have done something along this line. There we go. Pig sticker coming through. No problem. Getting that 6th villager on to food. Great. We got all the villagers coming out. Now what's next? Okay, 3 wood, and then it was 1 dwarf ox cart. I think this ox cart might have been here. Makes a lot more sense for the ox cart to be here. So I think I wrote that down wrong. So we're making 1 more villager over here, and then we go on to our wood. We can keep on doing this. This isn't that important here for the build order. You're going to want to practice this a little bit later, like scouting while doing a build order, but while you're practicing the build order in the early days, maybe just don't worry about it. So we're going to go onto the wood here. We're going to get ourselves those 3 villages and then an ox cart. And then we're going to get ourselves the next dwarf, and then we can check again. We can check our build order again. No problems. Ox cart comes through. Olfsark's back. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Fantastic. Wonderful. And so we got a dwarf next, and we take a quick look at the notepad document. Okay, so then we need to get our temple, another 2 onto wood, and then we get our dwarves. Okay, so how do we do this? 2, we just get the dwarf, we get the 2 onto food, we drop the temple. The villagers need to come up here. And so the temple comes down. And if you stuff that up in that moment there, don't worry. Just keep going. See what happens. See if you can get to the next stage with that stuff up. With that idle time there. Should be fine. If you can't, you go, okay, better make note not to make that stuff up. And as you're going to get better at this, it's going to be fine. So now we get ourselves another dwarf, an ox cart, and a dwarf is what Shadowfax did. So we'll do that over here onto this location here. And we've got ourselves everything that we need to. We can drop ourselves to the next house. We can get ourselves to advance here. These villagers might want to come over here. And we have successfully advanced at the same time that Shadowfax advanced in his game against Killuminati. And we get ourselves a house of production. That's what he did as well. So that's the build that he did. That's how you practice it. If you didn't get the advance time through here, if you didn't advance at this time in your game when you practiced it, guess what? Hit F10 or click in this top right-hand corner, restart. Restart on this map until you get it right. Should take the big thing here is, and this is key. when I started playing this game, I just played the game because it was fun. I didn't try and get good. The reason why you want this part of the game perfect before you start working on any other aspect of the game is because you will be put into situations that are real as opposed to situations that are not real. So for example, when I started playing this game, I learned, I can't remember which god, I think I learned Zeus first maybe. And what happened in my games was I was advancing, I was trying to do say like a 5-minute build or something like this. And I was advancing pretty consistently at like 6 minutes plus. And this was because the maps were a little bit difficult. If all the food was there, sure, I'd be able to advance, but it never was. And I'd always like mess up my villages, mess up the hunt, etc., etc. It'd be difficult for me to nail that build order. So I would get myself into situations where I'd be like, man, I'm losing against this civilization, but I'm watching the pros play and they're winning against this with this strategy. What am I doing wrong? And I couldn't work it out. And obviously the timings were just off with what I was doing. My macro was off. My timings were off. It's bad. If you get this right first, then you can get into the next part and you can go, oh, I'm losing this matchup. I'm doing the same build as the guy I was watching. Why am I losing this matchup? And you can then go, okay, well, it's not my macro. I can rule that out. Is it my micro? Is it this? Is it that? Is it villager idle time? And you can focus on that as you're trying to get better. So you have your restart button. Restart. Go again. This time, don't pause at all and try and remember. Try and remember what you need to do. So I've done this kind of thing enough that I kind of only need to do this once and I'll be able to nail this in a game. But for a lot of new players, you're going to have to do this 3 or 4 times. But guess what? 3 or 4 times of doing this I can't talk and play at the same time sometimes. 3 or 4 times of doing this, 4 minutes each time, roughly 4 minutes it takes to run this build, means in the space that it would take you to play one game one game, you could run this build 4 times, nail it, and never have to think about it again. Or at the very least, before you start the game, check out the build and then look and play. That is something that you can do and go from there. And that is my knowledge of how to start when you're learning an RTS game. That especially an RTS game that's had a lot of investigation into it. If you're going and learning a completely new RTS game, say like the new Stormfront's coming out or something, and you want to get good there, it's completely different because you have to work out the build yourself and you have to kind of use your brain to work that out. But after like a week or 2, there's already build orders posted and then you can copy those. So it doesn't really matter in that case. So it's only a week or 2 behind. You're fine. That's what I got for you today. I hope this was somewhat educational. If you want me to go into kind of the next step once you've got your build order, let me know in the comments section and I'll start maybe making some more instructional videos for you guys. Again, my name is Boit. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button and joining the other people who have already clicked it, or leaving a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.